calm and sure grittiness.
It starts with an attitude. We need swagger, okay? Regardless of what happens out there. Doesn't matter. Keep your swagger.
Hey, welcome in to another round of Sit Start Saturday, the 5-Hole Fantasy Hockey Podcast. Your host is pretty much usual at this point, Jay and Alan. Hopefully you haven't been living under a rock since yesterday, but probably one of the biggest trades, at least since Huberdeau for Matthew Tkachuk last night. In a crazy three-way trade in which Chicago just kind of sat in the corner and cried. The Carolina Hurricanes acquired Mikko Rantanen and Taylor Hall, and the Colorado Avalanche acquired Jack Drury and Martin Necas. There we go. Obviously we've had a couple requests. Yeah, we'll talk about this morning, and I'm sure TJ will go into like finer detail tonight. Yes, Chicago absolutely did. That was what I was getting at. So to me, if anything, hopefully Nate just gets back closer to the point pace, something like the point pace he was on at the beginning of the season, probably like a 90, 100 point pace. I'm hoping to God, because I own him myself in a spot, that he is a lock for line one, power play one. I definitely see him lock for power play one, slot him in 1-for-1 for Rantanen. But as far as that top six, I don't know, JD, do you agree that maybe he's a lock for line one, or do they just not have the depth right now to put him there? They're trying to spread scoring out, because I think right before this, they were putting Rantanen on line two. I think they were making him like the line two center.
Yeah, I mean, so I popped onto the Colorado Avalanche sub and their Discord, and the general gist is basically like
panic,
general crying all around, going like, guys, what's going on? I think there were a few jokes thrown somehow at the Detroit Lions of all teams, because they're like, at least we won a cup before our team blew up. And I was like, how in the world are Lions fans catching strays even in hockey subreddits? But the general idea very much is that they're happy they got the ring, but also the idea that this is kind of just what happens with, like in a salary cap era, in a salary cap setup, you cannot keep paying just tons and tons of superstars your, near max cap value worth, and roster and ice a competitive lineup. And
I'm seeing it right now. It does look like Necas and Drury will play today at 1 against Boston. I know, I'm shocked too. But this does seem like a reputable source on the Twitters.
Where in the world were those guys even rolling though? Like the moment they hit, the news hit, they were like, all right, we're flying, we're getting in. They don't even know where the washrooms or change rooms are. Oh, nah. I guess they might remember from there. Those are optional things, obviously. Or maybe they remember from the times they played back in. Are they away at Boston? No, they are.
Yeah, they're away at Boston, Colorado.
Away at Boston. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess they must have remembered.
I do wonder, and especially for both these teams, Colorado and Carolina, I don't think either one of them's really solved like their 2C issue. And that was what something TJ brought up in the Discord, is you almost wonder on the flip side if Rantanen is their 2C for some shifts. And that's the beauty of Carolina. You never know who you're going to be, what your line mates are, and what position you're going to be playing on any given shift. I almost wonder if Rantanen does some 2C shifts. Maybe they, if they want to stack a line to get some offense going, they go Aho, Svech, Rantanen, or Aho, Jarvis, Rantanen, because fuck Svech. Sorry.
No, I was just saying there was a good question popped up before where it was which guy benefits. You know what I mean? Like which guy fantasy wise is going to be
On-
the main
On
beneficiary?
paper, I feel like Natchez
I think so,
benefits
too.
from more
Playing
likely
with
a more
McKinnon.
secure deployment as opposed to some shifts. It's like, oh yeah, go out with Jordan Stahl and I don't know, whatever guy we got on the fourth line. Whereas Natchez is most likely a lock for like 20 plus minutes a night, line 1 or line 2,
Absolutely.
power play 1. But Rantanen, oof, that's tough. I'm not saying panic. I feel like that was sort of the grounded expectation I was trying to set on Discord. Is like, don't panic, like
Yeah.
don't sell him for beans. This just maybe, I don't know, maybe he doesn't finish at like 105-ish points this season. Maybe he dips a little bit. But you got to think that Rantanen also going to be a lock for power play 1. And I think we'll find out who was a product of who on Colorado. Was Rantanen a product of McKinnon or vice versa? Kind of like Huberdeau, right? Like hopefully Rantanen does not drop down to like 60 points next season. But yeah, we'll I think I don't know. Or maybe they're both just elite players who were playing with each other. In which case maybe Rantanen finishes flat for the year. Like, he keeps about 105 points and boosts the people around him.
In terms of ceiling guys, like I don't think Svech and Aho are bad players by any stretch of measure. Obviously, I think it's personally a pretty steep drop from McKinnon and Makar, but at the same time, that team in Carolina could still absolutely be a wagon and destroy teams on a night. And I think Rantanen could very reasonably be part of that destruction.
And it sounds like per Friedman, Elliot Friedman, very reliable insider. Yeah, he does say expect Taylor Hall and Rantanen to play against the Islanders tonight.
Wow. I'm less surprised by the Carolina game having Rantanen, but I am very surprised by.
Well, dang it. Yeah, if Natchez is playing, am I back to trying to bench someone to get him in?
I would probably want to see too. Yeah. Like, there's a new coach bump. Is there a new team or new line mates bump?
It's usually the opposite, because I know in the off seasons, remember, we usually say that you got to give some of these guys on new teams like 10, 15 games for things to kind of shake out. Yeah, form chemistry.
Yeah. But it could be in the swell of things, in the swing of things too. Who knows?
Yeah, and I mean, again, Rantanen is an elite player. Maybe, he's the straw that stirs the drink, and he'll be fine, especially against the Islanders. Come on, man. Come on.
Oh, yeah. Again,
no expectations for them.
No expectations.
Yeah, we good. We want to get going on the sit start questions. All righty. So first one up. And now my answer is a little fuzzy. From Bluto, have to bench one today. Who are you sitting? He's got goalies. Blackwood at Boston. Well, I don't think he's confirmed yet. I almost wonder if Blackwood plays tomorrow against the Rangers. But this is, so assuming all three play, Saros at Anaheim, Skinner versus Buffalo. Yeah, until they announced Natchez was going to play, I was thinking of benching Blackwood because that's a huge talent drain to go through overnight. Yeah, I don't know. Are we starting Natchez? To me, it depends on who you're benching. For me, like, at least the way my roster was auto set for today, I would have been benching Raquel. So I was like, yeah, give me Raquel, even though Rust is out, and then I'll bench Natchez. But I don't know. It really depends on who you're benching to start Natchez today.
I'd probably start Natchez. I mean, Natchez falls into the Nichushkin category for me, right? Where, like, when he is going, he was like top 30, wasn't he? Like, he was a really elite talent. So, I mean, in some ways, Carolina sold really high on him, right? But in other ways,
but I mean, this is also rental because there was no sign in trade.
For sure.
Or trade and sign. There we go. Got the order wrong. Yeah, so we'll have to see who Oh, there we go. Okay. So we'll get to that one. So this one first. Who are we sitting? I don't know. I almost think Boston. I mean, at least Pasta is coming to life some. I almost wonder if it's assuming these all start. I almost wonder if I stick with my original answer of Blackwood, because you have majorly disrupted the chemistry in the room, and I don't feel like Natchez is such an elite player that he will drive play or drive a line on his own with no practice. I know these guys are professionals and, you know, they're all familiar with various systems, but I don't feel good about Colorado versus Boston today.
Knowing what we know, so I think it depends heavily on if Blackwood starts or not. Because if Blackwood starts, I would probably just obviously bench him and then start the other two, hoping they start. I don't remember if they were announced already and confirmed.
No, they haven't confirmed who the goalie is. We won't find out till 12:30 at the latest.
I mean, honestly, the thing with me and goalies too is it depends if I need the start or not. Like if my stats are already there, then whatever. If not, I generally, let's say if there's a goalie that's announced to start and there are two other guys not announced, I generally don't play 5D chess with myself. Like if I need the starts, I just start the guy that's there. Blackwood, Saros, or Skinner, if you just blindfolded me and said you need one of them to start, I'd start whomever anyway. So Blackwood against Boston, I mean,
and like I said, Pasta is kind of coming to life.
If Blackwood was starting and they announced it at 1 before any of the other guys, I would just start him first. And then if it was between Saros and Skinner, I would be comfortable with either of them, but I would probably lean Saros with Anaheim being a very beatable team. They're tanking. Skinner is also in a very winnable game, but McDavid is still suspended.
Right.
And then I would end up basically kind of not necessarily. I think Blackwood and Saros are like Jesus and Skinner is the devil. That's not what I indicate, but I wouldn't like just the way it's.
I mean, Skinner can be very Jekyll Hyde.
For sure.
We don't know which Skinner we're going to get tonight.
For sure. But the main one is in terms of the scheduling, if Blackwood is starting and you don't know about Saros or Skinner, you might as well just guarantee and lock in a start as is and then roll on from there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like they lost Makar, you know? If they lost a guy that was right in front of him, like does Rantanen kill penalties? Does Rantanen do Rantanen is on the other end of the ice, right? He's the winger even too. So I wouldn't be too stressed out over that. I mean, I would be kind of stressed if I saw like Natchez and they were getting him to kill penalties, like line 1, shift 1. I'd be like, maybe you might not know exactly what
that is true. So you're saying the more defensive elements of play probably haven't changed.
No, it's kind of stayed. It's kind of stayed pretty static, so to speak, on that end for Colorado. And more importantly, I would say that Blackwood is just Blackwood is this year's. We never had a goalie that kind of did.
He was probably a 0G hero. Like a Joey Daccord last season.
Joey Daccord is a good sample, yeah. So the Joey Daccord of last season, I'd start whenever, and the Mackenzie Blackwood of this season, I'll start whenever too. It's just the scheduling thing. That's the main one. So
this is where it'd be nice to have a third person on these, because I feel like we're split. Like I don't know. In my heart of hearts, I still think Blackwood is not a good start today.
I mean, Boston is clearly the worst opponent of the three to face. Undoubtedly. But it's more so just if I knew Skinner and Saros were guaranteed to start, and they probably are, right? I think 90% of the time, looking at just what the schedule is listing.
Does Edmonton? Yeah, Edmonton doesn't play tomorrow. So, and I think they started Pickard last game.
Yeah, so maybe in that case, maybe I could see the Blackwood sit, but it would suck. For example, if one of them came out and said, "Oh, sorry, we were nursing an injury, we're day to day," and it's like, "Oh, I already sat Blackwood en route to a 3-1 win or something." Like that would just be cheeks.
Like I said, I think Blackwood, for me, Blackwood is the sit.
I don't mind that one. Just be aware.
Celebrini or Barkov tonight. I think they actually play each other. Oh, that's a good question. Where do you see Lehkonen with the Natchez trade? I don't even think Lehkonen was playing top line.
I'm gonna check it out.
So if anything, Natchez is definitely a guy who would be higher on the pecking order for power play time.
Am I seeing this right? It already lists Natchez as line 1 power play 1,
Shocker. It wouldn't surprise me.
but it
I
also
mean-
is Lehkonen on the power play 1.
Oh, well, there we
So-
go. But and I think doesn't Lehkonen usually play left wing and Natchez is right wing?
Yes.
So there's a chance they could play together, which would be good for
Ideal
Lehkonen.
for Turnberry. Yeah.
But I feel like they just really want to make fucking Druin work for some reason. Gross. Yeah, so I wonder if the top line is, if you slot 1 for 1 to be Druin, McKinnon, Rantanen. Or Druin, McKinnon, Natchez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the second line becomes Middlestat,
Colton,
Bolton,
Lehkonen.
and
But they have
Lehkonen.
Lehkonen on right wing there. And I wonder if that's just because the Chushkin's still out for God knows how long. Yeah, I say Lehkonen's needle doesn't move at all until Nichushkin comes back. But God, they really want to, like I said, they really want to make Druin work with McKinnon, and I don't get it.
I'm also like looking around and realizing like this team's depth is really
shallow. The second they have an injury, yeah.
Like Kiwi Ranta, is that the guy that would have to step up? Like
Is that the guy
Logan
they got?
O'Connor?
Was that the guy they got in one of their trades, or is that someone they've always had?
I don't honestly. My last memory with Kiwi Ranta was he was the guy that was scored a hat trick against the Abs when he was with the Stars all those years back. But
yeah, I agree. That Natchez almost has to be a lock for power play 1 in Colorado. As far as even strength, we'll see once they start playing games.
there's nobody else. There's literally nobody else. Are we putting Kiwi
They can't-
Ranta there? No.
They can't move. I don't think Natchez plays center at all. At least in Fantrax, he's pure right wing.
No. Rantanen's still not around.
Oh shit! No, he retired after last season.
Ranta. Sorry, jeez.
Yeah, Antti Ranta.
Oh, jeez. My bad.
Oh yeah. So all right. Celebrini or Barkov tonight. Don't those two teams play each other? Yes, they play each other. Honestly, I'm leaning Celebrini. Barkov is, I don't know. His point pace has slowly been trending down the last couple seasons, especially since it seems like since they moved Huberdeau, like he's been trending, not a huge trend down, but definitely he peaked at 108 points in 21-22. And then his last couple seasons were 94, 90, and right now he's only pacing 82. I think something like they may not use Barkov in his scoring capacity like they used to.
Are we actually buying into the kids, Alan?
Heck yeah, man.
Guess
I'm
we
not
are.
slacking for Macklin. Yeah, for me it's Celebrini.
Where is that Sharks icon? Oh, there we go.
Hold on, I was about to say I'll
Wait, I don't have my Nitro. Wait, you got it? Yeah,
There you
we go. Okay.
All right, so Hard Days Night in a Cats league, sit one of JT Miller, Heischer, or Tage Thompson. Losing plus minus and blocks. So I feel like Heischer really only contributes points and probably shots.
Face-offs, but yeah, no, you're right.
So I
Don't do smack with Mac. Silly with Fantilli.
But who does Vancouver play tonight? Unless suddenly JT Miller finds himself traded. They're playing the Caps, which I don't think is
don't
very
like
good
that
for plus
matchup.
minus. You know what? Honestly,
Miller?
you wanna
Are we
make a-
really saying Miller's?
but he sure doesn't get you anything besides like points and shots, face-off wins if you count
In-
those. And
in
he would
terms
contribute
of-
to your plus minus.
Yeah, even looking at Heischer, it really looks like unless he's scoring, he's definitely a free skate candidate. Like if you don't do faceoffs as well. So, man, Alan, I think Heischer's the guy.
To bench?
Yeah, I think Heischer's the guy.
Damn it.
Heischer. Heischer's what we're going for, I think.
I mean, I feel like he sure would give you plus minus in a positive way.
Yeah, I could see that.
JT Miller at best probably gives you a block or two.
Oh, they're against
but
Montreal? Okay,
I was like, I feel like he'll
maybe. Wait, hold on, but isn't Montreal on that heater still? Yeah, Montreal has
and they're playing
1-7.
Dobas.
Where is my streamable man from the French land? Oh my goodness. Okay.
There we go. Shots, hits, goals, assists, power play assists, game-winning goals. Yeah, I'm not sure any of these guys are really good for blocks. Like JT Miller might get you a block or two. Tage might get you a block. But I feel like Miller might kill your plus minus.
Could see it.
Or even Tage. Tage could against Edmonton.
Yeah. Yeah, they did absolutely wipe the floor last night, but I mean, they did lose a close one the other night too.
Yeah, I feel like he sure is going to contribute to your plus minus, which is what you're behind in.
Yeah. Well, he's only losing in plus minus and blocks. So the other angle is this guy is winning hard. So, I mean, like, truthfully, can you?
And I mean, that goalie tandem for Washington has been just unreal.
Yeah, I would agree.
Maybe Tage. Try to protect your plus minus some, because I feel like if Edmonton cooks again, as they seem to when McDavid's out,
You're going with Tage?
I think I'm going with Tage.
Okay, well, drop the Buffalo.
Buffalo. I love that we have the reactions for like every team. Next up, start 2 head-to-head points. That is nice. Honestly, I think I agree with the votes that are in so far.
Yeah, let's do it.
There we go. All right. Now we found yours. Oh, shit, I'm gonna have it displayed there. So who would we bench to get Natchez in? So you got Boldy. Yeah, definitely want to play Boldy. Man, you haven't been able to move Miller yet or Meyer yet. I would definitely play Voronkov. Yeah, Jamie.
You only got 1 IR plus, eh?
That's what it looks like. Because Norris, I see, is still out there.
Does he still need? Yeah, I don't know. Depends what goalies are available too, right? Like, is Stolarz worthwhile to just sit there on? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know on this one.
Depends what goalies are available, right? Like the other guy that was saying like Binnington was there and just hanging out on the wire. I was like, I would not be sitting on a Stolarz and IR plus if that's the case. Like I would chuck Norris in and like grab a skaters. Oh man, Brady Tkachuk is still sitting on the bench too. I guess he hasn't been scoring recently.
Yeah, well, we brought it up on. I think that was actually one of his questions. We brought it up on Thursday. He only has like 1 point in going back to like January 6th or something, or 1 goal. So I kind of agree with mentioning him.
It depends if the periffs are worth anything, and if not, it is what it is. But Natchez, wasn't that the question? Natchez.
Yeah, he wants to slot Natchez in.
Ben?
I mean, maybe over JT Miller, but
yeah.
There we go. The periffs are 0.5
Ben.
each. I don't know, man. Ben didn't Ben score something when Dallas played? Dallas played last night? Yeah. I think Ben got a goal or a power play goal or something last night. Ben's still trucking along.
Oh, he's easily the best performing star at the moment. But yeah, like that was also his first goal in like God knows how long, 7 games. So it could be the turnaround, could be the he's getting like 15, 16, 18 minutes a night, right? So I guess 18 minutes a night is pretty solid. Hmm. If Ben doesn't score, I don't think his peripheral production is worthwhile. So you're basically banking each night that he does something on the score sheet. Whereas I think Brady hasn't scored in forever and is still producing. And then,
So you think maybe, yeah, since in Yahoo Natchez is center right wing, so you think maybe Natchez over Ben?
oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. I would. Well, also depends, PT, if you're going floor or ceiling. If you're going floor, I think you should put Brady in. If you're going ceiling, I think Natchez doing something amazing, incredible tonight would be wild. Or I guess this afternoon would be wild.
Yeah, I don't know.
Unless you're a Stars fan, in which I see your Harley and Ben stack hopefully does something for you.
Yeah, I need Harley to do something personally.
Me too.
I
Ceiling.
don't know.
Oh, he's going ceiling play? Yeah, dude, you got to get Natchez in there, man.
I just don't feel confident about slotting Natchez in with like an hour's notice to get from Carolina to Colorado, or not Colorado, to Boston.
I would rethink the Brady benching anyway. It seems insane. Like,
they're playing well. This is the against Toronto game. These guys are going to show up, but I just don't know.
but the thing is, like, every game state against Toronto is great for a Brady Tkachuk, right? If they're scoring, hopefully that's the one in a rivalry game where he breaks the duck. If they're not scoring, he's going to be so fucking pissed off. He's going to get everything, he's going to hit everything that moves, like 4 hits on a shift, like that sort of thing.
Yeah, there he is. 1.11 games. That's why, I think I would rather play Natchez than Brady Tkachuk.
I mean, the other angle is he ain't going to finish with 1 point. You can quote me on this. He's not going to finish 1 point for the remainder of the season. So if it wasn't Brady, would you start him? If it was a guy that is getting 5 shots, 3 hits, 5 hits, 5 hits, 5 hits, 5 hits a night, 8 shots. Yeah, if he was Kiefer Sherwood, I would still start the man. But having said that, again, if you're saying a ceiling play, then it also depends, right? I just think he's a safe floor, and you could throw in a different guy for a ceiling angle. Like, Matt Boldy is a pretty good example too, I would guess, of a good ceiling player. But then Matt Boldy also is an example of like a free skater on a night where there are no performers. I mean, let's look at Matt Boldy too. Yeah, see, look at Matt Boldy's last game. They just got shut out by Utah, and what did that man do?
Right, even with Kaprizov back.
Right. They won the night before against Colorado. What did that man do? And then the 2 games before absolutely showed up. So, like, Matt Boldy is a classic ceiling player and then low floor player. But if you flip back over to Ottawa and you're like, okay, so during those 4 game stretches, like the same 4 game stretches, what was the man doing? This man has been pounding absolutely everything, shooting the rock. Like, it's just everything about Brady is he's trying to break that duck. I'd see everything.
Swayman's trying to. Swayman's coming off of something. I don't know if it's an injury or a near miss injury. I don't know. There was some reason he sat out.
Right.
Recently. I don't know. I'm still just trying to figure out, do we find a way to slot Natchez in? And there's nothing I feel. I mean, but here we go. All right. I was wrong about, what was it? Vancouver couldn't get into Carolina. And then Vancouver just shut them out. Wasn't that what happened like a week or 2 ago? So I got to get that out of my head. But I still don't know who I feel good slotting Natchez in for. I like Marchand. Because like I said, I think Blackwood starts tomorrow and Wedgwood. I think Wedgwood's the backup there. It's one of the Woods. Wedgwood starts today. So I like Marchand. Now that he's best buddies with Pasta. I don't know. There's just something I don't like about JT Miller against Washington. Like that goalie tandem is just insane.
I think if anything, the bigger question, PT, and I don't know when your trade deadline is. Like, frick, I'm playing in a league where my trade deadline's on the 26th, of January, and it's early. Oh shoot, PT, you're not on one of those trade deadlines where it was done like December 31st, 2024.
No, I think that was someone else.
Oh, that was someone else. Okay. Yeah, but anywho, PT, if you still have trade deadline setups, you're running into a lot of these issues where, dude, your forward core is so friggin' stacked. Like, you're always going to end up with a stud at the bottom. Like, I would, like, if you look at your D core, like, I don't want to shit on your D core because your forward core is so amazing, right? But just if you could package any of those forwards and you'd be trading, like, I guess in terms of immediate 1-to-1 ratio value, you'd be losing out. But then just in terms of overall boosting your roster, like, you would do well to boost your D core through any player, any forward that you're trading can probably bring you and fetch you like an incredible, like solid D core defenseman that can then shore up and like, sit in all the minutes that right now is being occupied by Brock Faber or Lacombe. Nothing against either of those guys. Just, they could replace your D core. That'd be amazing. Like, I'm trying to look at one of the forwards to target. In my mind, I hate the Jamie Benn sweepstakes where it's like, I don't know if he's getting 15 minutes a night. And then you look at the scoreboard and it's like, shit, Dallas is up 3-1 right now. They're not going to need him to score. He's going to chip, who would I target?
Yeah, who would you target?
Oh, okay, let's look at the D. So if I was looking around, can you throw your scoring in there? Let's see. What about a guy like Chychrun? Chychrun doesn't really have the name value, so to speak. Like,
doesn't have name value. I think is he still power play 1? I feel like he might still be power play 1 on the Caps.
Carlson and him are power play 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. So goals are 5. Okay. Yeah, I guess periffs are kind of nerfed a little bit in his league because they're only a 10th. They're only a 10th of any goal production, right? They're a 7th of assist production. Oh, that's a heavy weighting to our power play goals. I would probably say Chychrun if I were you. Chychrun or Wallman. Chychrun, Wallman, something like that. And hopefully those guys have fallen because I think Wallman was hurt for a bit, so his total production would be a little lower. But yeah, I would probably go Chychrun, Wallman, and if not, dude, am I saying this right? Is Kesselring getting power play 1 minutes?
Yes, that's why I assumed you picked him up in the listener league. I saw you picked him up, and I'm like, because I was looking at Utah players for the weekend, and I'm like, oh, who's power play 1 with Sergachev out and Kesselring? You picked him up.
I was a pure schedule merchant. I was like, all right, we're getting this guy, we're getting that guy. Yeah, but yeah, so. I would say the guys you would get would be Kesselring, maybe. I think Allen, I'll hesitate even on Kesselring being like, yeah, rah, go get him. But Lane Hudson would be a good target.
He had an assist or something last night. Yeah, Lane Hudson.
Lane Hudson would be
depending on when your playoff
Hudson,
schedule is.
You generally want to stay away. Yeah, you generally want to stay away from the Toronto players and the Montreal players because when teams have such rabid fan bases, they're not rational in terms of trading for or adding them. So you would do better, for example, to target a Kesselring or like a Chychrun where they don't have as many fans of that.
As far as trade targets, Kesselring is like bottom for me. Like I would not trade for him. But no, I would probably go, like you said, Wallman.
Wallman's a good one, yeah. Chychrun. John Carlson is high on name recognition, but like he probably would still, like if you did a Jamie Benn for a John Carlson, I don't know who wins, so to speak, in terms of immediate player-to-player value. Like John Carlson doesn't produce anywhere near what Jamie Benn does, but at the same time, you can bench a Jamie Benn and like throw in Natchez or throw in Tkachuk, and then now your D-core is strengthened by a new John Carlson.
Yeah, good God.
Kesselring's on waiver. Oh man. Okay.
Honestly, give me Kesselring over.
Give me
Well,
Kesselring.
Kesselring is only a play while Sergachev is out, but I was like, yeah,
But
give me
even, like-
Kesselring over. Brock Faber.
Or like Bertuzzi. You know what I mean? Like drop Bertuzzi, grab Kessel.
Well, no.
and then, you gotta-
Bertuzzi is the stream play Friday, Sunday because I made the same move.
Right. Oh, as is the Nick Schmaltz play. I get it.
No, Nick Schmaltz. We said on Thursday, Nick Schmaltz is doing the good Nick Schmaltz things.
But it's mainly the Friday, Sunday schedule, right? Like Nick Schmaltz next week. Actually, I think Utah's a pretty good.
No,
schedule
I
next week, too,
think
actually.
right now you gotta hold Nick Schmaltz until the wheels fall off. Well, real quick, because I feel like for me this is pretty straightforward. Answer Peter's question here. Wants to start one. Rob Tom versus Dallas. Elias Pettersson. I assume the forward Elias Pettersson versus Washington, or Carter Verhaeghe versus San Jose. For me, it's Rob Tom.
I hold no strong feelings either way. Just make sure you don't drop Carter Verhaeghe.
Yeah, Dallas on the back half of a back-to-back they played last night. That Washington team is otherworldly. And Carter Verhaeghe still somewhat snake bitten. I know it's San Jose, but I just feel like Rob Tom is the stud in this case.
Oh, geez, sorry. I thought he was saying bench. Never mind. I didn't reread that. Okay. Rob Tom over Elias Pettersson.
Yes.
Carter Verhaeghe. Yeah, I could see it. Is that a floor play though?
I don't know. For me, it's the play that it's partially based on matchup, but partially based on actually a lot of it's matchup for me.
Match dependent, yeah. Let's see. Rob Tom, line 2, power play 2. Oh, he's been scoring recently though. I don't know, Alan. If I'm looking at those two, I would definitely say, or those three. Wouldn't you want a Carter Verhaeghe doing stuff against a tanking San Jose team? But I'm just.
I mean, if it was the Verhaeghe of last year, I feel like this is a no-brainer, and you start Verhaeghe. But
Verhaeghe's on line 3.
Yeah, and again, oh my god, I think his shooting percentage is even lower than when I last looked at it. His shooting percentage in the season is only 7.4.
He is shooting the most of all existing Panthers. So of all the Cats, he's shooting. But
so he has 1 goal in his last 8 games.
Yeah, maybe it's the hat trick night tonight. I don't know.
I mean, maybe.
I hear you though. Line three's putrid. My goodness.
For me, it's Rob Tom.
Boys. Yeah. What are they giving the other lines? Reinhardt's getting 22 minutes while they're only giving Carter Verhaeghe 16.
Well, is Verhaeghe getting power play 1?
He is getting power play 1.
Okay. So I almost feel like or maybe they put him back on, but I feel like they did drop him off of power play 1 at one point.
Right.
Yeah, Rob Tom.
Okay.
So back to this one. We're trying to figure it. Man, this is toughie. I don't know. We gotta get off of this one at some point, or else we'll never get to the others.
Yeah, I guess the main one is just you can leave your lineup as is, right? I think it's just your long-term plan and play is that.
Yeah. Part of me just wants to not tinker. I'm not feeling great about Natchez, even personally, this morning.
I would say if you have certain names that you're trying to trade off, like Tkachuk is still name value. Think about a guy like me. If I was playing in your league and I knew you weren't starting Brady Tkachuk, I would be willing to trade you heaven and hell to get Brady Tkachuk on my team because I would start him regardless. So if you wouldn't start him, for example, it'd be a good idea for you to consider trading in terms of immediate value for your team long term, like a bona fide D guy that could then, you could believe and start that D guy the same way I would blindly start Tkachuk regardless. That would be a good example of like a target. Obviously, if you're trading Tkachuk, don't go for peanuts. Like he's most likely, if he comes trumps, he's going to make any trade deal for Tkachuk look horrendous on the non-Tkachuk side of the trade. So I would probably go, if you're going for a D guy, like, I don't even know, Alan, who's a D guy that's like worthwhile to trade for like a Brady Tkachuk. I'm going high, right? Like,
I mean, I would go high there. I would
Quinn
shoot
Hughes, you know what I mean? Like,
shoot for that. I don't know if someone hits accept on that.
Right.
unless they're a Sens fan. But Wallman, I think, is a great comparable.
But Wallman is such a low bar for Brady Tkachuk right now.
Is
You're
it
trading
though?
Brady because you're
Is
trading
it
Brady
though?
Tkachuk's floor for Wallman's ceiling. Whereas if you're trading for a guy like, for example, Mo Seider, I would think that's a good one where it's like there's a guy that has a very safe floor and then also a ceiling play on top for Mo.
Yeah,
but even-
dude, Wallman could easily be a 60-point defenseman at the end of the season.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, I
that
guess.
that is unreal.
I would just say that there's probably a lower named player than Brady Tkachuk with the name recognition and the peripheral production that you could probably sneak in on a 1-to-1 and still get a manager to bite for a Wallman.
Maybe since Werenski's had a couple of game skid.
Yeah.
Maybe
Like,
try
example,
to shoot for Werenski, who has been like, I think he's like one of the top 3 fantasy defensemen.
For sure.
this
But I'm
season.
saying if you package like a Barkov or you package like a Marchand, I think you'd still get some folks to bite for Wallman. Whereas I think you would get a mash accept for Brady, but you probably could get an even better defenseman for Brady.
Yeah, there we go. There's some ideas.
Oh yeah.
Let me get Shiver Me Timbers here real quick. I wonder if this is who had the Washington tandem available. So his goalies are UPL and Lankinen. Demko does appear to be getting a few starts in a row now. So I wonder if this means he has worked through whatever his injury was, whatever. So I feel like immediately what sticks out to me, King Logan Thompson.
How in the world is that man on the
I
wire?
would absolutely drop Lankinen to put a claim in on Logan Thompson.
Lankinen for Logan is easy peasy. They both are 1A, 1Bs, right? So, they're both 1As, I guess, or yeah, whatever Lankinen is. But
it seems like Demko is pretty much back. I guess the load management's over.
Yeah.
Buddy C, start 2 today. Wallman versus Florida, Radish at Detroit, Dunn versus Pittsburgh, Lohrei versus Colorado.
Radish is so wild to see this name get floated.
Another fucking assist or a power play assist for me last night.
Right.
And so stacking him and Cooch is nice right now. Shit.
Absolutely nuts to me. That his name is floated amongst all the PP1s.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And it's funny because again, Tampa's not even doing like the true PP1 right now. It's just a fucking weird look.
Just which guy can we
it
stick
seems
with
to be
Kucherov?
working.
Which guy can we just stick with Kucherov and hope they score?
Yeah, this one is tough.
Wallman's got to be in, no?
Wallman is kind of a lock for me. I was trying to figure out who was a lock between Wallman or Lohrei. But I think Wallman might be the lock for me because they'll probably start Spencer Knight tonight and then Bob against Vegas tomorrow.
I don't
know, man. I think that Tampa Detroit game, as much as I don't want to admit such things, is probably going to be a pretty even game.
Right. I don't know if I believe in Vince Dunn, if I'm honest. Like, Vince Dunn's done stuff, right? Like, his last 2 points have been power play assists, but those have come over the past 6 games, and he's done nothing aside from those.
Yeah,
so
Dunn has 1 point in his last 5.
Yeah, 2 points in his last 10, both on the power play, which is good, right? But
I mean, it's good for fantasy, but it's not. I think it's a measuring stick of being sustainable.
Sure.
Damn it, I'm between Radish or Lohrei.
I'd probably go Radish simply because Lohrei means you're relying on. Well, actually, I guess if you're going on Pasta versus you're relying on Kucherov, and I feel like there's a strong argument for either of those guys to come trumps. Yeah, I don't know if I like either of them like a lot, to be honest. I'm just gonna check Radish's setup and I'm gonna check Lohrei's setup. Like,
I don't know. My gut was Wallman and Lohrei.
God, he's the D3 power play 1 defenseman.
That's how they do it now, man. Ghost Bear, I
Yeah.
think on pace for about a 60-point season as well. Yeah, he's third pairing. Can you tell
Well,
me
he's not-
Tony D'Angelo, when he gets the Islanders, he's going to be playing? He's probably a lock for third pairing.
The one that was, I think the one that was so insane to me once was seeing like him lock in, I think it was 5 or 6 minutes of power play time for Tony D'Angelo. Like, yo, damn, that's sick. And then he had like 13 minutes of total ice time. Like, what? the
Oh,
hell?
I thought it was going to be a lot lower.
It's crazy.
Yeah, for me, it's Wallman and Lorai. That's my gut.
And Lorai.
But Wallman is the lock. I don't know. It's the homer bias also works against me because I'm like,
Right.
oh, I don't like it. We're so ugly. I'm not drunk enough for my team to look good. All right. So Armin, Cats League, he needs goals, plus minus power play or special teams points, shots hits. He needs to bench 4 of, so he needs to play 2 of Kadri, Cousins, Paterka, Popsicle, Rossi, Lehkonen.
Oh, geez, wow. So probably name that pops out is start Kadri, start Rossi. Just my immediate reaction. Ceiling obviously is now upped for Lehkonen with Rantanen departure and the upswell side if he gets sidecar to McKinnon. But first response, like the two guys that get consistent line 1 time, or at least power play 1, or a mix of power play 1 and line 1 are Kadri and Rossi, right? Like those are the drivers on their respective lines. Sorry,
I know
Rossi.
Popsicle will get you hits. I'm not sure much else. Lehkonen, I just don't feel good with the changing of the guard between Colorado and Carolina today. I could be very wrong, and I'll feel terrible if I'm very wrong. I just don't know if Lehkonen has enough going on around him at even strength. You know what? I kind of think, Kadri could tank your plus minus.
Right. I
think Kadri is a lock. I think Kadri is a lock. I don't know how I feel about Cousins and Paterka. Yeah, I think Kadri and Rossi, they're just the best overall players.
Yeah, I would agree. Or at least in the best overall situations.
His other one here, other league, I'm assuming this is still Cats, Druin or Paterka.
Druin or Paterka?
I honestly think Druin is
the
points merchant. Druin.
The thing with Paterka is he's had a good couple of nights, but it's just if you look at his current setup, that's exactly how I feel about most of Paterka as a fantasy player basically is just relying on scoring. Like he doesn't do the peripheral floor at all. So he has huge feasting games and massive famine swings. And it's really difficult for me to tell like listeners with a wide face, with wide eyes and straight face, start Paterka. Because frig, man, this guy.
Who does Buffalo play tonight?
Give you a dud.
The Oilers. Yeah,
Dude, I'll tell you,
that one.
They could absolutely drub the Oilers 6
They could. That's what I said. Like that goaltending in Edmonton is so Jekyll and Hyde.
But I can't tell you on the pod, just be like, start him. They're gonna drop him because it's so weird. Their team is just I'm just gonna click their. What did they just do? So they won. They lost 5-2, 1-3-2, lost 4-6, like 1-4-2 a couple nights ago, shut out the Ottawa Senators earlier this month. That team, I think just clicks the randomizer button and then that's their scoring that night. It's
you know what I saw? I do like that new top line in Calgary that I think they moved Pelletier to the top line and had some luck with it last game. So I'm wondering, I kind of really like that other question, Kadri and Rossi.
Pelletier,
if that's how you say his name. So that top line is Pelletier, Kadri, and Huberdeau.
Oh,
that they started their last game.
Because I was still seeing the top line to be Pospisil, Huberdeau, and Kadri, but let me see.
No, sorry, it just got tweeted out.
Oh, got you. Okay. I'm gonna look for
Swayman versus Colorado, Skinner versus Buffalo, Bennington versus Dallas.
what? Why did they drop Pospisil to the third line?
Because that's kind of who he is, dude. I mean, he's a goon.
Okay,
Swayman
Peltier.
versus Colorado, Skinner versus Buffalo.
Well, we'll see what this guy does. I mean, I guess he did get a goal and an assist last night. So, Jakob
I'm
Peltier.
honestly, I don't know about AJ. I'm leaning Swayman and Skinner.
Swayman Skinner. Is that who you're going?
Yeah.
Oh,
Dallas-
these two.
Dallas
Okay.
seems like they're actually scoring right now, and even though they're on the back half of
Ooh,
a
I don't
back-to-back.
know. Yeah, I'm. I could see it. I'm
I mean, is
definitely
there
starting
someone
Skinner.
we agree is a lock?
I would definitely start Skinner versus Buffalo.
Okay,
I
so we agree that one's a lock.
Yeah, of Bennington and Swayman, I don't really care, but I also don't really care enough to say, like, if you said Swayman, I'm like, oh, it's definitely Bennington. No, so yeah, I'll sway with you.
Yeah,
Just make
All
sure
right.
you start Skinner.
and then man, another league, Blackwood versus Boston. So we still don't know who is in net
Yeah,
for Colorado.
I think
That
you
has
got
not come
Kemper
through.
versus Columbus.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
Versus
Yeah.
Columbus.
Or even Riddick. I would even take Riddick against Columbus, but I
I'll
don't
take
think you
Riddick, yeah.
have. Yeah, if assuming all three of those are starting.
Yeah.
Give me Blackwood and Kemper.
To clarify, the most important part is not that it's Kemper starting; it's that it's an LA goalie with a pulse that is starting against Columbus.
Man, so I gotta say that Kemper PLD trade was a great trade for both teams at this point.
Yeah, like a rare win-win. A
Yeah.
rare win, kind of like that Buffalo Vegas trade. I think was a pretty decent win-win trade as well.
Which one?
Actually, the one where frick, oh my god, Eichel.
Not the Eichel trade. I was like, don't tell me the Eichel trade.
You don't think so?
I mean,
mean-
Tuck has been all right. I forget what the other pieces were
Yeah.
that came over in that.
I guess definitely it's a win for Vegas going forward. It was more so, I
Oh
guess.
God, yeah, it's a
Wait.
huge win for Vegas.
I was more saying like if they weren't getting any value for, like they were in an impasse. You know what I mean? Like Buffalo wasn't gonna trade. Like they weren't gonna do the surgery. Vegas was willing to do it. Like they got some value for a guy. He was gonna walk. You know what I mean? Like if it wasn't. Anyway,
I mean, I will
that's
say it felt like a pretty decent package
right
for
right.
Eichel.
sure.
Yeah, let's man, we're running out of time. We'll try to
Yeah.
burn through these. Start
Buddy
one
C.
today.
Malkin is probably the guy that jumps out at me.
You think so? Slav is the guy sticking out to me.
Oh, okay. It's probably
Especially
not
if you want complete coverage.
it's for sure not Schwartz for me.
Yeah, I don't see shots in there. But I mean Schwartz, Schwartz is a goal merchant, or points merchant.
Yeah.
Strome, God, I'm so on leaning toward dropping Strome. I hate to see it. He's one of like my guys.
Yeah.
But he's
It's-
just, even with Ovi back, he's not doing anything. Malkin, yeah, I don't know. With Rust
My main
out,
one is
I feel like that
my
hurts
main
them.
one is Malkin is like he's facing against Seattle. It kind of seems like, like a bottom 16 game versus bottom 16 game. Like, I generally think there's going to be like goals in such a game. Comparatively, I think oh, actually, hold on a second. Jersey is now what? Jake Allen, right?
Yes. And that's another reason why I was leaning. Slav is waking up, dude. Slav's waking up.
Allen, I might go with you. against
Yeah.
against
D
Allen.
Stu, and then I do like I feel like I've talked about this before. I do like Armin's questions. I want to get to that.
Yeah.
D Stu, bench 1 points. Rackle versus Seattle, Nason versus Montreal, Voronkov versus LA, Shen versus Dallas, Horvat versus Carolina. Shit.
Nathan and Horvat are the ones that pop out to me, but
honestly,
you were thinking elsewhere.
I was kind of thinking Voronkov, but
Oh,
I
okay.
think that line's still cooking, or maybe Shen.
Vitilikov? Fantilikov, you don't believe in, you know.
Yeah, no, I believe in Fantilikov. I just believe in LA's goaltending a lot more.
Right. Okay, I can see that. No, I'm with you. I'm with you. Okay.
Shit. I feel like every time I bench Nason, he does something.
Oh no, when I bench Nason, he does nothing, and I'm so glad I benched Nason.
I feel like Nason is the high ceiling play.
I would agree with that statement.
I like Rackle. Even he's been. I think I took him with my last pick in the listener league, and I can't drop him. He's too good.
He's incredible. And he's a unicorn. So yeah, no, he's staying up there. In terms of teams,
I'm almost thinking Shen.
Oh, I didn't. Shen. You're really gutting the captain that way? Let's see what he's done. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he did get a free skate last night, but that was after like 3 straight games of point production. 4 straight games of point production. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I'm probably.
Oh, did you vote Nason?
I'm probably on the Nason sweepstakes.
Okay.
Yeah, probably the Nason sweepstakes.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we gonna go pop onto Armin's and then we'll go back to Leafs
Yes,
Lives?
I like this one.
Okay. Potential losing.
Oh my gosh, Shiver Me Timbers. We were saying you should put a claim in on Logan Thompson.
Oh yeah. Claiming in for Logan Thompson
to drop,
sure.
Drop Lankinen for Logan Thompson. Thoughts on Carlson potentially using power play 1. Honestly, I subscribe to the theory that we could see Chychrun kind of take it completely. Maybe who knows if it's the end of this season, but soon. I mean, Carlson is ancient.
Yeah, for sure.
He's going part of that OV core.
Yeah, for sure he's going to lose it, but it's also a concern of not concern. It's also a statement of OV is the danger. OV is the one who knocks right on both power plays, and he again is on both power plays, and there's always going to be the one guy feeding it back to the office. So it kind of doesn't matter in terms of whether or not he loses power play 1 or power play or stays on power play 2 because he's still going to be feeding OV. I'm more set up on the concern if you're looking to trade him, looking at your trade offer setup there, saying Marchessault and Carlson versus Kempe and Heiskanen. I would probably say Heiskanen and Kempe have the higher.
Oh, we're on that now. Okay, yeah, because that's what I was looking at.
I think that's where he's gunning, right? Because he's saying, hey, if he's going to lose it, then I can preempt it by trading him. And I kind of think that could work. I don't think Heiskanen is going to be the fantasy value.
Nope.
That you think
nope.
he is.
I made the mistake. He is now officially on my do not draft. Let someone else fall on that because dudes on Harley, Dallas, even with Dallas heating up, he's still probably only going to be a 40-45 point defenseman this season.
He and Harley, and then the inverse is Makar and who's the guy?
At this point, why don't they just put Harley on power play 1? I'm Heiskanen, get out of here, you scrub.
So it's there's Makar and Taves, and then there's Heiskanen and Harley, and the way they
Harley
go
in that pairing.
No, but they're kind of like the fantasy and real life inverses, right? Where both of those guys are super important to their respective rosters, but the way they do it is Makar takes all the offense and Taves does all the defense. And then the other 2 guys on Dallas basically split up the duty so evenly, and you get 0 intense fantasy value unless you're picking up the guy, which is why Harley gets all these praises. Because Harley is you have no assigned value for him. You drafted nobody for him. You just picked him up, and he's giving you this sort of production. Amazing. You don't want to draft that production and get the shit that Heiskanen's giving you. So in terms of that trade, I wouldn't trade necessarily for Heiskanen. I do think Kempe has a higher ceiling than Marchessault. So
yeah,
I would probably swing towards packaging something else to try to target instead of Heiskanen. Carlson or Doughty, is that what you're saying? Wait, is Doughty available just to pick up? I would take Doughty for sure.
Yeah,
Doughty for sure.
But I feel like we don't know what Carlson shit. What was Doughty's injury? Too. I forget what that was.
Yeah, wait.
Because if it was a leg injury, I mean, but I guess he's on the power play. He doesn't need to be fast.
It was an ankle injury. He broke his left ankle against the Golden Knights in preseason.
Yes. Yes.
Actually,
if you can get Kempe and Sergachev, yes. Give me that side over Marchessault and Carlson.
Yeah, actually, I would take that. Yeah. Sergachev. And yeah, for sure.
Because Sergachev doesn't seem like he'll be out long. He's just kind of day to day.
Yeah. When did that change, though? I thought he was out for like a very long time.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, Armin. So we're out of time here. So the
it would be a trade, not a pickup. Yeah, for sure.
Trade Carlson or Doughty? Is that what we're Carlson? Doughty for Carlson.
I would try. I would try that. I don't think Carlson is in a state where going forward for 25-26, I would definitely, think along the lines of where you're going. I don't know if 24-25 is the season where Carlson's going to tank and lose value in the remaining 3 months of the year, to be honest. Washington's rolling. I think what's going is going for them. It seems to work in that well enough. They're probably just going to keep it as is. But 100% moving forward past into next, I think Carlson's value would be hampered. But I don't know if I would trade for an injured Doughty. Yeah. And is this one of those where, I'm looking ahead for the fantasy calendar for the playoffs. Let's see. So Washington, not that crazy in the quarterfinal week. Not that crazy in the semifinal week. And let's see, what's their finals week? Yeah, they're pretty good in the finals, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, 3-3-4. I don't who are you targeting instead? If you're going to go for a Doughty, then that's a 4. Oh, shit. Okay. 4-4-4? No, 4-4-3.
I like that because that helps you get to the finals.
Yeah.
And then from there, it's whatever.
Right. So you're prioritizing getting to the finals, Armin, I guess. If that's the case, I don't mind the Doughty one. But if I was going, I would probably could you package? I guess you couldn't package a D for a winger because then you could just do a Carlson for a Kempe, which I think value wise would be possible, but probably position wise wouldn't help you too much. Alan, did we want to touch on Leafs life or
what? Oh, in the
start bench?
I think we both voted on that. Is right? Is that you? No, I voted on it. Let me bench. I kind of want to bench Fleury.
What's the star?
The flower.
Oh, jeez.
Because the team logos hadn't populated yet.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
Man. All right. So last one, we gotta go. So from Shiver Me Timbers, Sanderson is back tonight. I saw that. He's in IR. He picked up Middleton in the meantime. Both play today and tomorrow. He only has a defense spot open. He picked up Barbashev for Friday, Sunday. Need to drop someone. Should I leave him in IR or Adams? So we're talking about playing Middleton over Sanderson. I don't know. I mean, Sanderson's a lock for power play 1 on Ottawa for what that's kind of worth at the moment.
Did I just see the Heiskanen face? Alan, did I just see the Heiskanen face pop up? I did. Oh,
drop Heiskanen. No, I'm not. I'm not saying drop Heiskanen.
Man. I would consider, for example, your Barbashev situation. Kreider I've seen dropped as well. Barbashev.
Fucking even. All right, in the listener league, me, Jay, and Matty K are in the same tier. Matty K just dropped Kreider. I think that is a podcast approved move there.
But I'm not running to grab him either. You know what I mean?
No, I know. And that's why I think he's cleared waivers and no one's touched him.
No one's touched him. The other one is Barbashev too. You look at him he's getting the minutes and stuff, but the issue is more so he's stuck on power play too. It looks like Dorofeev's slotted up, right? So
Barbashev never had power play 1 when he was healthy.
Right,
Um,
right. But sorry, I think I mixed it up with line 1. That's the one. Yeah, but he
Yeah,
was
Barbashev's
really
line
hot
1,
on line
like
1. Yeah.
that's where he's always produced too. It's never really been the power play.
Sure.
That's a toughie because Middleton produces with no power play time. But Sanderson you want for the power play.
Looking at your team, I don't think your issue is the forward core. Like it was the same issue with the other way. I would probably drop one of your forwards. I'm looking at Barbashev or Kreider, and if you drop either of them and you activate Sanderson, you can kind of let the defensemen play out where they are. There's no harm in holding 5D as well
No.
and just rolling with 5D and then rotating it. I would probably feasibly, if Barbashev and Kreider have shitty game weeks, like not just game weeks as in like they're playing bad, but game week schedulings.
What are their
Like-
matchups tomorrow? Because I just don't like see Ottawa plays Utah tomorrow.
The other one is next week Ottawa
And
plays
Minnesota
2
plays.
games.
Yeah.
So like even
But
if you
if you leave Sanderson and IR, you can't make any other
can't
adds.
make any changes for sure. So I think the play honestly is what's Rangers? Rangers are and the Rangers too, dude. If you dropped Kreider, is anybody going to pick up Kreider immediately the moment he clears waivers? They play on Tuesday, Saturday, Sunday.
I was like, if they do, there's someone else's problem. Like Kreider is someone else's problem.
For sure. Like they have so many nights in between that if you really felt buyer's remorse, you could probably still pick up Kreider again. So like I think Kreider is an easy drop for me, but yeah, that's just me. I would drop Kreider and activate Sanderson. Then I would be likely to drop Middleton and activate Sanderson.
Yeah. All right. So
Right,
yeah,
even if you do that, you still get the game, right? You still have the same number of games played because you activate. If you drop Kreider, then you lose Kreider's game tomorrow, but you gain Sanderson's game today and Sanderson's game tomorrow.
So you get an extra game.
You get an extra game.
Well,
do
you get an extra game? I would say I'd rather play Sanderson over freaking. Oh, because Theodore.
So he gets he gets an extra Sanderson's game tonight. He gets Sanderson's game tomorrow, and he loses Kreider's game. So you gain a game by dropping Kreider. I would do that.
And really, Kreider is off the line with Zibby. I don't know. He's playing through something. I don't know what it is, but it is definitely tanking his season. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, let's go ahead and hit time, Jay. It is 12:08. Good luck. Hopefully we find out something about Blackwood soon. But good luck on all your matchups, everyone, and we'll see you next time.
Hell yeah, we'll pick you up later.